Setup, you can get this at any store. You can put Lyman sticks. This is going to illustrate. So the center here goes right through my spine. Then you've got 4 golf balls. These 2 golf balls represent the position that any club that's on the ground. So whether it be a sand wedge, pitching wedge, 8-iron, fairway wood, hybrid, whatever you want, it's always going to reside in this position. And what that is that's from the nose to the ear. So anything inside that, kind of towards the front eye, is a good reference. So eyeball back to the nose. So it's not a big space, so we're only talking this much. So you can fiddle with it as you want. And as we do that, again, in your setup, when you're doing your setup, this helps. So when you take your little step, it's always 4 to 6 inches forward, but that never changes. And then what changes is the back foot. So a shorter club or a shorter shot, I would have less take this way. Bigger, I would move forward wider and wider and wider until I get to a driver, which is I want my heels either shoulder width or just outside my shoulders for a driver. That gives me nice stability and be able to weight shift. And your longer clubs, you're swinging more aggressive, so you need a little bit more stability. Okay, so I put my arms in front of my chest. I take my setup. So now the ball position is forward, and that helps me move from the back side through to the front side, so it lets me get my weight shift. Also, I want to make sure that my head stays behind the ball, and if I can help facilitate that at setup, so even if I have a little tilt, I go like this, and my head is behind the ball here, it's easier to get the weight shift. I don't feel like I have to actually move, because if my head or the ball position is too central, then I'm either going to keep my head still and then I reverse pivot and I slide this hip forward and I start leaning this way, or I move laterally with my hips and now I'm sliding instead of shifting, or swaying instead of shifting. So having this set up and having a little tilt, making sure your head is behind the ball, your nose is on the back side, kind of the eyeball test would be the eyeball pointing at the 2 golf balls, and now I can do my weight shift. Then there's a space, and then you have the driver. Now, in the golf swing, in the golf part, there's that low area because you're doing a descending blow, you're making contact with the ball, and then you're bottoming out and you're making your divot after you make contact with the ball. And that's why all of the 2 golf balls are where they're at, so you're always hitting down the ball. So anything that's on the ground, that's where you're playing it. If you're playing it on a tee, you want to move it forward because you're hitting it slightly on the upswing. And the driver is the most dramatic, so you're going to play it the furthest up, and that would be kind of right inside the leg, like even with the kneecap, just inside, your foot. You're going to have your feet always slightly flared out, so you'll always feel it kind of in this area here. That again allows